Let's talk about something very basic, the meaning of life. Is life in and of itself meaningful? In other words, is there an inherent meaning in life? Or is there no meaning at all except for what we choose? Or I'll give you a third option. Does it just not matter what the meaning is? What do you think of that question? Is there inherent meaning in life? Or is there no meaning except we choose our meaning? Or does it just not matter? Which one would you land on? Just think about that for a sec. According to Zen, many Zen principles, there's not a particular meaning for life as far as I understand. Maybe you know different, but as far as what I have seen, there's not a particular fixed meaning to life. As a matter of fact, it does talk about the idea of searching for meaning being a barrier. We get caught up in conceptual thinking. Oh, what's the meaning of life? And that liberation actually comes from letting go of the need to make anything mean anything, and let's just be present and be with what is. However, existential philosophy would say something completely different. Like Viktor Frankl, I think, falls in that category of existentialism, where he wrote the book Man's Search for Meaning. And what he said in many different words is life has no meaning, but it's really important to choose a meaning, to pick a meaning. One quote from him is life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of meaning and purpose. So he talked in his book about how it was essential in his experience in the Holocaust, uh, being a prisoner there, to have meaning and purpose and to establish that. And he found a whole philosophy that had to do with choosing meaning. Albert Camus also was an uh, existentialist that also talked about um, that life has no meaning, and we actually need to be defiant um, and create some meaning in life. Alan Watts has an interesting take on the meaning of life. He says the meaning of life is just to be alive. It's so plain and so obvious and so simple, and yet everyone rushes around in a great panic as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. So maybe the meaning of life is just to be, just to live. Let the meaning arise with each moment. Maybe it's important to establish our purpose in life. Like I have a personal purpose statement, which is to live well, to serve, to enjoy, and to evolve. And I find it's useful when things are all shaken up. It's kind of like an anchor and also like a compass to say, oh, what's really important? To be of service, to enjoy life, to evolve. And people have different purpose statements. Some of you are in the Mankind Project. They talk about that a lot in the Mankind Project to say, hey, what's your individual life purpose? Um, so maybe it's all of it. Maybe it's all three. Maybe life is meaningful just by being alive. It's rich, it's meaningful. Maybe it's important to have a purpose as well. And maybe it's also not important to be caught up in the search for purpose too much because we get caught up in intellectual and conceptual thinking. What's your take on the subject?